Folks, thank you for watching another episode of Your Next Move. This is season 4, episode 37. Our special guest
Mark
today.
Hinrichs calling in. So great to meet you at family reunion, Evantz. So this is going to be fun to catch up with you.
I love how you say my name. You make it sound fancy. You know, I'm known as Evantz or just Evans. I'm a plain guy they see here in New York. But if you want to call me Evantz and spell it on the check like that, I'll take it. Sure.
Right
I'm
on.
Evantz for today, for today's purposes. Anyway, let's talk about where you're from.
Yeah, right on. So I'm serving both Omaha and Chicago right now. So Chicago's fairly new. I've been in the business for 30 years. I can't believe it that time has come, but got my license in 2003.
Wait, pause for a second. You said 30 years you've been in the business?
30 years, that's right.
You barely look 20, my friend. So I'm trying to do the math in my head. I'm like, wait, the math is not mathing here.
I turned 50 next month. So yeah.
Gen X, right. I love it. I'm 50 now. All right. Continue.
All right. There we go. So yeah, I was just thinking about this that, you know, in 30 years in the business, I sometimes still feel like a newbie. You know, things keep changing and happening in not only just in the entire market of real estate, but in my own life. I just keep, we keep evolving and changing things up. So yeah, but I've been in Omaha for 30 years. My wife and I, at the end of 2022, we moved here to Chicago. So serving both communities is interesting, and that's what's up.
All right, so let's talk about Omaha first. Since you spent so much time in Omaha, what should people know about Omaha?
Yeah, so Omaha is not just a flyover town. It's a great community. If you take in all the suburbs, we're at about 1 million people. It's a very easy city to navigate. And I like to tell people, like, you could actually have an effect in that city. If you live there and you want to become connected and be civically minded and do things, you really feel like you can make a difference. And it's a wonderful community. We have many friends there, but yeah, there's a lot to do. You asked earlier about sports. There's no professional teams in Nebraska. So that's why everybody's crazy about the Nebraska Cornhuskers, which have been pretty miserable in the last 10 years. But, people are crazy about Huskers. In one thing that Omaha is known for is the College World Series. That happens every summer, and it's a blast.
Okay. So we got college. What else do we have? Like festivals, music festivals, arts?
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, my wife and I are both really into the arts. So we've got a world-class opera. We've got a great symphony. There are other music festivals. There's one called Maha that happens every summer. It's a 2-day music festival. Get some great names that come to that. But yeah, it's got a great local music scene. There's a great art scene. There's a world-class art museum, the Jocelyn Art Museum. There's all kinds of things to do. You're not going to be bored when you go to Omaha. It's a great food scene. There's really some wonderful restaurants there.
That's my favorite subject is food. So since you brought it up, let's talk about the food. What is Omaha known for food-wise?
Ooh, well,
obviously
of course,
steaks.
Yeah, you're going to hear about Omaha steaks, of course. But there's a wide range available. In fact, we've got I know it kind of surprised me. I'm even saying it, but we've got somebody that's up for a Michelin star for their sushi restaurant. So I mean, yeah, there's a good foodie scene there for sure.
All right, cool. All right, so we're talking about food. We're talking about things to do, activities. Now, people are thinking, all right, could this be a place I should be thinking about buying, renting, investing? What can you tell them about your area?
Yeah, Omaha is, it seems like every year it's on some sort of top 10 list, great community to live in. And certainly it's one of the few cities that I think, when you look at, whether it's more affordable to rent or purchase, like usually you're going to be purchasing there. You can still find a good deal. The I would say, cost of living is one of the main attractors to Omaha. Great school districts, wonderful educational system there. And there are several different parts of the city. You do have some urban areas which are fun to live in. The downtown area, there's some different little pockets within Omaha. There's one called Blackstone, one called Benson. But yeah, I mean, you do have some condos, and then a lot of people are surprised, especially if they're coming from the coast. Like, wow, your dollar could really go far. So, I mean, if you buy a $600,000 house in Omaha, I mean, could be an immense, beautiful, palatial place out in the suburbs. So, but I would say by and large, the average cost of a home is about $300,000 in Omaha right now.
And what does the 300 get you basically? How many garages? How many bedrooms?
Yeah, two garage. Probably 3+, 4 bedrooms, a couple baths, I would say around 3,000 square feet. I mean, nice size family home. Mm-hmm.
So you can literally have like I don't want to say a small field, but basically you can have horses in the back if you choose to, or ponies.
Yeah, probably not that much land, but
maybe a really tiny pony.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
All right.
The big tiny pony craze with the tiny house craze, right?
There you go. All right. So you mentioned that they have condos there as well.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. And my wife and I moved from a condo in Omaha to a condo here in Chicago. So we like, my kids are older now. We wanted to downsize and be a little bit more flexible to travel and do what we want, and so I like the condo lifestyle right now is suiting me.
You're the perfect person to talk about this, because basically the whole purpose of this video series is for people who are moving. They're planning to sell their house, or they have sold their house and they just don't know where to go to, and this is to give them options. And so if somebody who's in the same boat as you just mentioned, they want to sell their home, they want to start traveling more, the kids are out of the house, it's just the spouse is by themselves together, and they want to spend some more me time together, and they want to travel. Omaha might be, exactly what they're looking for. You have all the space, everything that you just mentioned that's available out there.
Yeah, it's nice. And again, it's it's a great community, and you can find your place in that community to make a difference if you want. And it's interesting is now that I'm in Chicago, it's, obviously immense, from where I came from, 10 million people. It's been fun to go through that myself. And it's always good for us agents to actually move, because boy, it's tough. It's such a process and so difficult to go through. But yeah, it's fun. Omaha's a great community.
All right. So what else can you tell us about Omaha that people probably do not know that we have not covered yet? Like a best kept secret.
Best kept secret. I think again, I would say our food scene, the nightlife. I mean, a lot of people, when I tell them where I'm from, they think, well, what do you do? And there's plenty to do. I mean, and I'm such a music lover. I'm a musician myself, and I started a house music night in Omaha, playing percussion with DJs, and some people would just not put that together with the Cornhusker State. So it's
I'm trying to process that in my mind as you're talking about this. I'm like, I had to see this scene.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All right. So you mentioned the music scene. It's something basically pretty much people are not, it's out of this world. All right. So any outside activities that we didn't cover that people might want to know about? Or do you have hiking with trails and stuff like that? Or
for sure. There's some trails. There's some lovely areas. And one thing that people probably don't realize is that our topography is not just flat. I mean, especially Omaha is right in the Missouri River Valley, and the whole city's got a ton of hills. It's been interesting because we cycle a ton here in Chicago, getting around on a bike is so easy because it's so flat. I mean, you can get anywhere really quick. I don't ride a bike in Omaha. It's like too many hills. People aren't expecting to see you. So yeah, I mean, there are places to bike, but you know, it's a beautiful area. You've got a lot of cool things to do.
Where would you say you're getting the most imports from? Where are people commuting from? Where they're moving from?
Yeah, into Omaha. That's a good question. We've seen some other like kind cities that are close by. I mean, you've got Des Moines and Kansas City. You get quite a bit of back and forth there. And we do have, our industry is, I mean, there's a lot of insurance companies there too. So we'll have people coming in from the coast and other, larger marketplaces into Omaha. So yeah, I wouldn't say there's one that comes right to the top of my mind of like, oh, everybody's coming from Phoenix or something. But
Gotcha.
yeah, it's a mixed bag for sure.
All right. Well, you mentioned jobs, so I can't do these videos without mentioning, hey, you know what? You're planning to move here. You might want to get some work out here. Or what are you seeing a lot of? What's Omaha known for job wise? I know that they have insurance companies, which you mentioned. Anything else?
Right. There are some other big companies. Kiewit is a huge construction company that's based out of Omaha. There's the Gallup Corporation. Gallup polls, they've got their headquarters there. Berkshire Hathaway has their headquarters there. It's a mixed bag, but there are definitely some, I can't remember how many Fortune 500 companies, but there are a handful for sure in Omaha.
All right. I don't think we have anything else. Anything else you want to add? Basically, like, hey, you need to come to Omaha.
Well, sure. I mean, I'll tell you a little bit. Right now in Omaha, I'm part of a team called Toast Real Estate. So Toast is the brand, and not the bread, but like toasting, like cheers, like with champagne. But that's run by Ashley Cerveny, and it's been amazing because they're handling my book of business there, and so I still have a presence in Omaha, which is wonderful. It allows me to come up to Chicago and start working here. I'm on the Livian team in Chicagoland, so learning the ropes here. So it's been fun to learn a new marketplace and dig in and get going.
All right. Now, if somebody's interested, either area, how can they reach you?
mhinrichs@kw.com. And then my phone number works in both marketplaces, 402-850-4201, call, text. Anyway, I'll answer you.
I think that's all we have for today. I want to say, Mark, thank you so much for agreeing to do this video. I hope some people got some value out of this. And if you have any questions about here in New York, you're curious about selling your property here and moving out to Omaha or Chicago, you have my main man, Mark, over here. Give him a call. You have his contact information. You have my information. And let's talk. Let's have a conversation. Let's see if we can help you make the right move and find out what your next move is. Like how I just squeezed the title in back into the conversation.
Well
Mark,
done.
you had the last word.
Hey, well, you have a great summertime, man. The weather's changing and it feels good out there. So